Welcome to your German school. In today's lesson, I will teach you how to tell the time in German language. Your German school is based on the traditional classroom format. So before taking the lesson, bring your notebooks and pen with you and take notes during the lesson. In today's lesson, I will tell you the simple techniques to tell the time in the German way. So let's start. So in German, we call time as Uhrzeit. Uhrzeit. And you have two ways, formal way of telling time and an informal way of telling time. So on this screen, you will learn first of all to tell the time in the formal way. So the formal German clock has 24 hours. It is a 24-hour clock, and when you tell the time, example, at 1 o'clock, so that will be 13 hours in English, and in German you will say 13 Uhr, 13 Uhr, and the 2 o'clock will be 14 Uhr, 14 Uhr, as like 14 hours in English. And if you have 24 hours at night, or you can say 12 hours at night, in German you can call it as 0 Uhr, that means 0000, 0, 0, 0, 0 Uhr, or the other way of writing the 24 hours is 24 Uhr, 24 Uhr. So in my previous lessons, I have taught you about the German numbers, how to tell the German numbers. So if there are any students who have not taken that lesson and do not know how to tell the numbers in German, you can see the lessons and learn the numbers from there. And then you will understand how do we write 24 hours as 24 Uhr. 24 Uhr. The formal way of telling time in German is like in hours and minutes, and it has two ways. Just like we say 17 hours 10 in English, we say in German 17 Uhr 10, 17 Uhr 10. And these two dots you can just memorize in your mind as if it is Uhr, Uhr. And then you will always remember this, how to tell this. 17 Uhr 10. So this is the first way of telling time in German, and the second formal way of telling time in German is 17 Uhr und 10 Minuten. That means in English 17 hours and 10 minutes. But usually nobody uses this way, so the most common way of telling time in German is the first way, that is 17 hours 10. That means 17 Uhr 10. So now I will give you some examples to tell the time in German in the formal way. So these examples are actually based on the whole hour, and we have taken different hours for you as an example. So please take your notebooks and try to note down and try to repeat after me. It will make your learning very easier for you. So the first one is 17 Uhr. 17 Uhr. That means 5 o'clock in the evening. The second one, 17 Uhr 5. 17 Uhr 5. That means 17 hours 5. 5 hours 5 in the evening. The next one, 18 hours 10, that is 18 Uhr 10. 18 Uhr 10. The next one, 19 Uhr 15. 19 Uhr 15. That means 7:15 in the evening. The next one, 20 Uhr 20. 20 Uhr 20. That means 8 hours 20. Then 21 Uhr 25. 21 Uhr 25. So that means 9 hours and 25 minutes in the evening. And then 22 Uhr 30. 22 Uhr 30. That means 10:30 in the night. The next one, 23 Uhr 35. 23 Uhr 35. That means 11:35 in the night. And for the 12 hours in the night, there are two ways of writing them. The one is 24 hours and 40, as I told you over here, the 24-hour clock. And the next one is the 0, 0 Uhr. That means 0 Uhr 40. 24 Uhr 40 or 0 Uhr 40. The next one, 1 Uhr 45. 1 Uhr 45. That means 1 hour and 45 minutes. The next one, 2 Uhr 50. 2 Uhr 50. That means 2 hours and 50 minutes. The next one in the morning, 3 Uhr 55. 3 Uhr 55. That means 3 hours and 55 minutes in the morning. The next one, 4 Uhr. 4 Uhr. That means 4 o'clock in the morning. So in German, now we move towards the informal way of telling time. So as you can see that the informal clock is 12 hours clock, not the 24 hours clock as we did in the formal clock. So the informal time is based on the 12 hours clock, and over here you pronounce first of all minutes and then the hours. In the formal way of telling time in German, we learned that over there we tell the hours before the minutes, but in the informal way we tell the minutes before the hours. Just for example, you can see a clock over here that shows you the time, that is 10 minutes to 2. That means the distance for the clock to be on the 2 o'clock is 10 minutes. So 10 minutes to 2. And in German, we would translate it to 10 vor 2. So the 2 will be translated to the preposition which is called vor in Germany. So that means before or 2. So 10 minutes to 2, that will make it 10 vor 2. And the next preposition that we have for the past in English is nach. In German, whenever we say nach, it means after. Or in the clock, in telling time, you can take it as past. So the English past will be translated in German to nach. So now we will go through this clock over here, and then you will notice that there are 4 regions in the clock that have these prepositions like nach, vor, nach, vor. So this you will understand as we go through the example over here. So as you can see, the time on the clock is 5 past 12. 5 past 12. You just translate it as it is into German. So 5 is 5. Past, as it is written over here, it will be translated to nach. 5 past, 5 nach, 12. That means 12. 5 past 12. 5 nach 12. Similarly, when your minutes clock goes to the 10 minutes, then you will say 10 past 12. 10 past 12. That will be translated into German into 10 nach 12. 10 nach 12. That means after 12 o'clock, we have got 10 minutes that have passed away. So, 10 past 12, 10 nach 12. So, always remember that you tell the minutes before the hours. Just from this rule, you tell the minutes before the hours. 10 nach 12. 10 past 12. And then, when your needle goes to the 15 minutes, so in English you say it as quarter, quarter, quarter after or quarter past 12, quarter past 12. So in German it will be Viertel nach 12. Viertel nach 12. As you can see, the translation of quarter into German is Viertel. So quarter past 12, Viertel nach 12. So when you have 20 minutes on the clock after 12, then you will say in English 20 past 12, and it will be translated into German 20 nach 12. 20 nach 12. Similarly, when your clock goes to the 25 minutes, then you will say it 5 vor halb eins. So what is halb and what is halb eins? So whenever your clock is at 6th position, your minutes needle at 6th position, then it is always halb. That means half an hour in English. So halb eins means half an hour to 1 o'clock. So half hour before 1 o'clock. That is halb eins. And 5 vor halb eins means that there are 5 minutes before 12:30 or before halb eins. So that will be 5 vor halb eins. And when your minutes needle meets the 6, it will be halb eins, that means 12:30. And halb eins, as I said before, it is half an hour to 1 o'clock. Just like over here you can see 2 examples of the word halb or half hour. Halb zwei, that is 1 hour and 30 or 13 hours 30, and zwei means 2. So that means there is half an hour to go for the clock to meet 2 o'clock. So half hour before 2, that is halb zwei, 13:30. And similarly for halb drei, that is 14 hours and 30, half an hour is to go for the time to the 3 o'clock or 15 hours. So halb drei, 14:30. And when your minutes needle goes to 7, that is 35 minutes, then you have passed the halb zone. You have passed the half zone. So that means you are ahead of this. And then since you are ahead of it, then you have passed something. Passed. So you will use the preposition nach. So 5 nach halb eins. 5 nach halb eins. 5 past 12:30. Because this is halb eins. So after halb eins, 5 minutes have passed. 5 nach halb eins. And then as your minutes needle meets the 40 minutes, then you enter the vor area, that is 2 area. So 20 vor eins, 20 to 1. So when it will come over here, then it will be 1 o'clock. So that means there are still 20 minutes to go to meet 1 o'clock. So 20 vor eins. And similarly at 9 you will say Viertel vor eins. Over here, as you said, Viertel nach 12, that is quarter after or quarter past 12. Over here you will say Viertel vor eins, that means quarter to 1. And then as your minutes needle comes to 50 minutes, then it will be 10 vor eins, 10 to 1, 10 vor eins. And similarly, when you have 55 minutes, then you will say 5 vor eins, 5 vor eins, 5 to 1. And when both the needles are at 12, then you will be having the 12 hours, 12 Uhr, 12 Uhr in German. So, as you can notice over here from this clock, that you have got nach till 20 minutes. Over here, you can see in this example, you have got the nach till 20 minutes. And then after nach, you have got 4 till halb eins, till halb. So, after 20 minutes to 30 minutes, you use the 4. Just like over here, 5 vor halb eins. And then, after halb, you enter the nach area. Just like 5 nach halb eins. So, it goes till the 40 minutes. And then after 40 minutes, you enter once again the 4 area. And then you say 20 vor eins. Just like 20 minutes to 1 over here. If the minutes needle meets here, then you will be having 20 minutes to 1. So these are the areas in German time in informal way to tell the time. So always use the minutes before the hours and then use these prepositions nach and vor and take use of this principle, and then you will be able to tell the time in German in the informal way. In today's lesson, you have learned how to tell the time in German. In the next lesson, we will learn the German days, months and seasons. Stay positive, healthy and always grateful. See you in the next lesson.